as they bobble their way around. But it sounds like we're going to go for a go. If what I just heard on the radio is accurate, I don't know if you've got a radio up there, Gary, at all.
I don't, so I'm relying on looking out the window. We'll see. I can just see the pack coming through Druids, and then obviously we momentarily lose them where the Bailey Bridge is.
They want to go. They do want to go for a start.
That's right, they are, because the lights are
okay.
The red lights are on the gantry. So once again, it will be Lee Harpham that controls the pace up to the start line. Slow first gear rolling.
Is it first gear they select, do you think?
Well,
do they go that low?
Probably second.
Yeah, I was going to say first, probably risking a bit of a snap of a chain or a gearbox or something.
Or lights off and away we go. And Aaron Newell was trying to find the gap, but it's Harpham and Morley side by side. Aaron Newell slots into third. It's a bit of jostling behind, but it's Harpham and Morley, the numbers 2 and 1, and Aaron Newell, the black cart, the 40 cart, looking threatening there in third place.
Well, they've come down the hill there, down Denton's. Oh, somebody's threading the needle beautifully there. Goes straight down the middle of two machines, one on each side, and just takes the line there at Cascades. Beautifully done. It's somewhere in the midfield. I can't possibly see a number at the moment, but everybody is safely down through Denton's and down through Cascades for the first time of asking. And as you mentioned just before, Gary, the carts, for those who weren't here earlier, they run a 12-minute race plus a lap. So around about a 7 or 8 lap race. Was it 8 laps they completed earlier or 7 earlier?
It was 8.
It was 8, so it might even be 9 now actually, because it's a lot drier.
Last time was 37.4.
Okay, they weren't hanging around.
They're only about 2 and a bit seconds
wow.
lap record.
Given how tricky conditions. Oh, big lock up there from somebody as they come into Hizzies for the first time, and everybody desperately trying to gain whatever advantage they can. Watching some of these things drifting beautifully up to the white line. They really are pushing on, and they've got amazing amounts of grip from these little wings and these small tyres.
6 inch diameter, 6 inch width and 8.1 diameter. Other way around. But they run diffusers, rear wings, obviously nose cones as well. But Harpham's got quite a big lead at the end of the opening lap. So it's Harpham from Morley and Aaron Newell looking threatening there in third. Big gap before we see Mark Edwards, Ollie Holmes, and that's Ross Allen. So Ross Allen a bit further back than I would expect in the 3 car. He's got Costa Karitsis on his tail, and then looking further back, it's Kurt Catmull, the 18 car that leads the monos, with Paul Platt there in second, and the 92 of Ben Arden in third place in the monos.
Well, they're all safely through Cascades just yet. They're just the leaders are certainly through. They're already up to Island Bend. I imagine the leaders are probably working Shell Oils already. Actually, again, they're spread out a long way. She said there's a couple of classes here as well, isn't there? Of course, just to give us a little bit of variety. I'm waiting for the leaders to come over the top. Well, I had to say it's probably going to be leader, of course, because your man at the front was definitely doing the business in fine style there.
The problem that Morley had in the earlier race, he put brand new slick tyres on, and they took about 3 laps to come on, so that's why in the early stage he got back. But obviously he's now got a scrub set on, hopefully. We'll see him possibly progressing it now.
Somebody, I think we've got an incident down there. So somebody's pulled to a halt on the outside of the circuit, just out of Cascades. I can't see the number. I think it's a mechanical failure of some sort. I've just realised that the yellow flag's fluttering down there. I'll see if I can see a number for you. It's obviously a long way from where I am. Number 76. There we go.
One of the Dudleys. So it's still Harpham, Morley and Newell. And then this is big scrap for 4th place. Ross Allen now leads the way. Chris Feetsmouth up the inside of Mark Edwards, and Holly Holmes takes it as well. So Mark Edwards losing 2 places on the entry into Old Hall. Paul Platt still there, but he's up ahead of Catmull now.
Okay, so the 76 machine is making himself safe. I don't have a number for 76.
That's Alex
somebody else facing backwards on the grass. I'm guessing that's a spin or maybe a seizure, but that's the number 61 machine that we've lost down here as well. So that's Anthony Keel.
Tony Keel, Now, it's interesting because Alex Dudley was the only mono cup driver to have finished both races, and he was leading the mono cup.
Sorry, mate, I'm thinking those guys might have got together because I've got the 95 machine of Daniel Hansen. Yeah, he's also decided to park it on the other side of the circuit, so I'm too busy looking at numbers not to notice the race. I do apologise to the fans down here, but there goes the number 2 machine, still leading the way ahead of the number 1 machine, and then the number 40 machine. They're all safely through. Then it's a big gaggle of outfits coming through, and obviously they're under yellow flag conditions here at the chicane that don't seem to be lifting off very much. The other one out the back that I mentioned before, I've forgotten the number now, but he's made himself safe. He's actually pushed his outfit because he's a long way between our marshals posts actually, so he's actually pushed himself to safety. One of the marshals is there making sure everything is okay. So a little bit of pickup going to be needed after this race, I think.
Yep, Harper completes 3 laps. Morley's still there in second, but they've dropped our renewal this time. Fastest lap this time goes to Morley at 35.5, and then it's Allen, it's Wiesmal, Ollie Holmes and Mark Edwards. Then it's Costa Critz is just ahead of the 85 of Lee Plain, and then Paul Von Gerard, and then leading the monos, GP1 of Paul Platt. Got a decent gap over Kurt Catamol, and then it's Ben Arden, the 92 in the 7-Up livery in P3. Mike Parr, the earlier winner of the monos, there in 4th, dicing with the 51 of Luke Burton.
Right, so all the riders involved in the incident down here, the drivers involved I should say, sorry, instinct there, they're both okay, both behind their respective fences and well separated, so they can play the blame game a little bit later. As Harpham now comes past me once again, beautiful control of that little machine there, Morley behind him, and then again a little bit of a twitch there from Newell's machine as he negotiates Hislop out. And there goes Allen, still leading his little battle there on that number 3 machine. Yeah, they're definitely torturing. What sort of tyres do they run? Is it Dunlop still or Bridgestones? What are they?
The Div 1s are mainly on Dunlop. Some of the 250 monos are on Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. That's a tyre we see with the sidecars these days, of course.
Yeah. So, but mainly they'd say Div 1s are running Dunlop, supplied by Anderson's up at Castleford. So it's still Harpham from Morley through Old Hall, and Aaron Newell still there in 3rd place, 4 laps completed, 5 minutes 19 on the clock. And Ross Allen now coming under a little bit of pressure from Ollie Holmes, the 43. Ollie gets a good exit from Old Hall, chases down through Denton's down to Cascade, so you might find a change of position for a 4th place, the 3 and the 43 running very close together.
Yeah, John Reeder and Richard Connick just came past me there very closely, having a good little battle between those two as well. Most people seem to have somebody to play with around the circuit here.
Yeah, so there's only 34 out there, whereas normally we get 40. But there's still lots of dicing.
Still lots of action all the way around the track, mate. A lot of chatter on the radio here as well. Not quite sure what that's about, but something to do with picking things up and stuff like that. Now leaders are into the back markers as well, because I can see that Harpham just gone past a couple of back markers. Morley also trying to find his way past so as not to lose any more time. Obviously they were separated by a couple of seconds, but if you can pull up a little bit of a gap through the back markers, like any sort of racing, is something there's sometimes an advantage to be gained there. I've got another yellow flag here coming out of Cascades, but I can see a slow moving machine. I think maybe somebody's had a bit of a loop or something. They don't seem to be going that quick actually. We'll see how they go as they get down to Island.
Harpham crosses the line again. The previous lap was a 34.9, so only 3/10 outside the lap record, but that was a 35.6 as they negotiate a little bit of traffic, but Morley and Newell still through, and Ollie Holmes has got ahead of Ross Allen. The 3-car has now dropped 3 places on that lap, so Ollie Holmes away safely there in 4th spot, Chris Wiesmal 5th, and the 5-car of Mark Edwards in 6th place, and Allen down to 7th.
Watching the battle in the midfield go past me here. Nobody taking any brave risks. I guess they're going to wait. Do they give them a signal when the time is up and the last lap flag? Can they just give them a traditional last lap flag?
Yeah, it's when the clock ticks down. So it's usually. I've been watching the flags to see if they do. Obviously, I can see if they do for your bike guys. But it's not been too bad in the previous races, but yeah, we'll see if, unlike yours where it's a set number of laps,
yes,
ours is a time one, so
yeah,
provided the flag guys have got a stopwatch or they can see the timing screen that shows them how long to go. So now safety car, just to say the lights came on the end of the pit lane.
Slow moving, 34 going very slowly and waving other people past him there actually.
That's Daniel Gerard.
Okay, just watching the leaders working their way through past him and some of the other back markers there. Ooh, big rubber laying moment there for the 83 machine as he comes out of the Hizzy's chicane there. Definitely Paul von Gerard that was. He was definitely on the lock stops there, I think.
Right, well, Harpham and Morley complete 6 laps and the gap 1.8 seconds and nothing to split on the times. Newell's still there in third from Ollie Holmes. Ross Allen now back up into 5th place, having demoted Edwards, and Chris Feedmale has lost the ground that time. 34 Daniel Gerard still running, comes past me, as does the 83 of Paul von Gerard in 10th place. And then here comes Paul Platt still to lead the mono class, well clear of the 18 of Kirk Natsmall.
Tell you another battle I'm seeing every single lap as they come past me is Michael Power and Luke Burton. I don't know which place they're arguing over, but they're having a good little scrap. It looks like every time. I think
well, that's for like 4th in the mono car class.
They're definitely having a good argument over that one. So that's impressive stuff between those two. Key thing is going to be a change of place, but then
well, it's not as they come past me, but there's only about a kart length between.
That's
right,
they now
head down towards Cascades and you.
Yeah. So. These quick guys are slicing their way through the back markers, aren't they? They really do.
Yeah, and I mean, they're racing against these guys every week. I mean, obviously it's difficult for the marshals. They don't necessarily understand the difference in the classes. And Morley has crossed the line, whereas the number 2 kart of Lee Harpham disappeared because Morley has come through on his own. Harpham comes through, but at a lot slower pace as Aaron Newell tries to go up the inside into Old Hall, but Harpham's running, but Newell gets past him on the way down through Denton. So the problem for the 2 kart of Lee Harpham, we've got 15 seconds left on the clock, so we could be into the last lap, or we could have one more to come, and into pit lane that looks like.
Okay, we've got another retirement down outside of Shell Oils apparently. I've just heard on the radio there, Gary.
And Chris Wiesmau loses his top 6 place into pit lane, a 29 kart retirement. So it's Morley, Harpham, Newell, Holmes, Allen, Edwards playing Karitzis Wiesmau in the pits, and Paul Platt still leading the monos.
Which tend to be the more reliable, the monos or the twins? Or is it a 50-50 thing?
I wouldn't like to put my neck on it.
Fair enough. No, you've got to work with these guys every week.
If you took the previous race, there was more monos dropped out in the previous race than there was in twins. But yeah,
I've just watched the number 5 machine go shooting past the number 2 machine there. So Lee Harpham.
Yeah, well, Lee Harpham says he's in trouble. I'm not quite sure what it is. But checker flag goes out. Checker flag goes out.
Looks like he's driving for a finish.
Yeah. Well, Morley takes the flag to get the win. Johnny West crosses the line, 1 lap down, so we're looking to see who comes through in second. It's a good second place for the 40 kart of Aaron Newell. Ollie Holmes gets
more yellow flags down towards Island Bend as well, mate. So
Edwards across the line in 4th, and then we see a slow running Harpham who just gets pipped on the line by Lee Plain, and Harpham comes across the line in 6th spot. And we've also lost the 3 karts of Ross Allen.
Okay.
The red kart of Ross Allen.
Well, I wonder if that could be up at Island Bend there, because they say that's where there's a bit of action up there in there too. So, yeah, very difficult.
Looking further back for the monos and taking the win, fisting, as usual. Points number 1, the GP1 of Paul Platt takes the mono victory. We're looking just further back to see who should pick up second. It was Kirk Catmull, the 18 kart. Yes, Kirk crosses the line now, the 18 to get second place, and third should be going the way, well, it's not going to go the way of Ben Arden, because Ben Arden's pushing his cart down the pit lane. So third in the monos is looking like it's going to head the way of Michael Parr, our earlier winner. Yet the 49 car of Michael Parr gets third place. So just a recap on the results: a win for the reigning champion Liam Morley, second the 40 of Aaron Newell, third the 43 of Ollie Holmes, fourth the 5 of Mark Edwards, fifth the 85 of Lee Plain, and sixth, struggling obviously on those last few laps. We'll try and find out what the issue was, the 2 cart of the Harpham. Paul Platt gets the win in the monos from Kirk Cattermole and Mike Parr. I'm going to see if I can dive down with the roving mic.
Yeah, you've got the roving mic now. I imagine we are going to go for lunch. We haven't had the lunch break yet, and we've got a lot of recoveries to do, so I think we're probably going to have a bit of a break. I'm going to listen to the radio. If you want to wander off with your microphone and pick up to see if hopefully we get a bit of a clear communication, all right?